Hello, AP Euro students. I am going to show you how to do this Docs from Sources assignment 1202 or any Docs from Sources assignment. We have several of these and one for each chapter. And so just to eliminate any confusion, I'm going to put this video on here so that you can see exactly how to do this. Well, here it is. Here is the assignment, the Google Doc, the Google form, and it's got some directions on it. And what you do is you have to go in and you have to read these various documents from sources. And so where do you find them? Well, here is your Launchpad textbook right here. And you'll notice that each chapter actually has two things, right? It looks like there's two versions of each chapter. And the second part, like if I'm looking at chapter 12, these are the regular book chapters right here. You can drill down into those. And here, just below that, is the docs from sources for chapter 12. And you can drill down into those. And there they are. These are the various documents that you read. So, for example, if you look over at this Google form, well, the first one is 12-1, an Italian admirer of the classical past, Petrarch, letter to Livy. And that's the very first thing right here, Petrarch, letter to Livy. So, you can open that up. And here is the article. And so what you do is you read this article, and then you can go over to the the Google form, and you can answer these questions. Now, let's say that you don't want to do the entire thing. Let's just say that you don't, that you want to do a piecemeal, do one at a time, and come back to this. Well, you don't want to leave the Google form open. So here's one thing that you can do. You can go to the next page, and these are the exact same questions that are asked on the Google form. Now, they might be slightly different in terms of order or the order of the answers. And there's no A, B, C, D on the Google form. But what you can do is you can click the answers that you like, and then maybe take a snapshot or a screenshot, or use the snipping tool to keep a record of that, so that when you do want to submit the Google form, then you've got the answers right there that you want. Now, this thing is actually designed to take grades and keep a grade book in it. However, I find Launchpad to be really, really squirrely and wonky and not very user-friendly, not nearly as user-friendly as a Google form. So I've basically taken these questions here and put them on the Google form, and that makes it a lot easier, I think, for everybody to work with. So then you go down to this next one. Well, the next one here is Power Politics During the Italian Renaissance, Niccolo Machiavelli, the Prince. And where do I find that? Well, there's a couple of ways you can do that. Remember, you can go right over here to Next, and here is this article. You can read that. Do the exact same thing. If you hit Next, here are these three questions, which are the same as these three questions. If you're not ready to submit the Google form, you can always just put the answers in that you like and take a snapshot, or use the snipping tool, some way to record this so that you can put those answers in later if you want to. Of course, you could just do the whole thing in one fell swoop. So it's up to you. There's different ways to do it, whichever way works best for you. One of the things I want to point out is that on this particular one, unless they have fixed it, 12.4, here's 12.3, there's Baldassare Castiglione, the courtier, and the little questions that go with him. And then if we want to go, another way to go to the next article is to hit home, and you can find the articles this way as well because they're listed right here. Now, if I go to Erasmus, what do I find? Nothing. See that? It went straight to number 5. If I go previous, it just gives me this. So 12.4, there it is. Here it is. This is what I meant to show you. Here's 12.4, Desiderius Erasmus, Education of a Christian Prince. Notice there's a note that says this selection has been omitted intentionally in this electronic edition. And if you go over to the next page, well, there's the quiz, but you can't read the article. Well, so what I did there was I went and found the document right there. So in this particular case, this one exception where it says, this particular document has been omitted, you can actually find the document right there embedded in the Google form. So that you're not going to be stopped from reading that one. And then, of course, there is number 5, Christine de Pizan, right there. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you was that if you look, there are good. You've got all 5 articles right there. I wanted to point out that sometimes these articles can be hidden, and you want to watch out for that. For example, let me take a look. Look at this. Here's one. Artemisia Gentileschi, right there. There's document 6, and there's document 7. And these 2 documents were hidden inside this title right here, Sources and Conversation. So if you do get assigned quizzes for documents that you can't seem to find, drill down into one of these arrows and you will probably find more of these documents. See that? You open that up and there's 2 more. So I hope this helps. I hope that makes it easier to do documents from sources.